I don't know who this message is for, but do the inner work so you don't feel triggered when people are calling you out about certain things or telling you factual information about yourself. It puts you in a position of feeling vulnerable because you don't know whether to be mad at them for seeing it or mad at yourself for not doing the work or doing what it takes to fix it. Are you mad at them or yourself? I had the privilege of speaking at a women's conference this weekend and being on a women's panel just with a whole bunch of other women and sharing stories or thoughts that, we have through life experiences. And it brought a lot to surface for me and it made me realize a lot. And it made me realize that I would be triggered quite often just for people doing or saying certain things to me. Some of them were true and some of them weren't. But the point is that I had to dig that deep down and figure out what it was that was triggering me and why it was triggering me. Why am I getting offended when such and such is saying something about me? Or why am I getting offended when such and such is looking at me a certain type of way or said something to me a certain type of way? And the truth of the matter is that if you are doing the work and if you are healing and breaking generational curses, removing trauma from out your life, taking care and being good to the people that love you and are good to you, and just being a good person in general and moving in a way that's pleasing to God, then you cannot feel triggered because you know that you are moving in a way that that God will be pleased with. However, if you're not moving in that way, then it's easy for you to get triggered. It's easy for you to get mad at someone because they said something that you don't know for sure if it's true or if it's not, because you're not sitting there every day working on your mind, working on your body, working on your mental health. You're not putting in that work. So you are feeling triggered when people are calling you out on stuff, but you don't understand that they may be seeing something in you that you don't even see in yourself. They may be seeing something in you that they've been suppressing about you, and now they want to bring it to the forefront. And sometimes when these people are bringing things up to you, no, it's not always in the nicest tone. No, it's not always in the best way to be said, or said in a way that's pleasing to you and makes you feel good. Sometimes it doesn't come out like that. Sometimes it's hurtful. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's like, wow, I do that. I do that quite often. It's in those places of being vulnerable, or in those places where you have to sit in something like that and you have to take accountability and be like, you know what? Yeah, I do need to work on that. Or yeah, I could be better at that. But the point is, every situation should be looked at as a place of reflection, especially when you are in a situation where somebody is trying to tell you something about yourself, whether it's in a heated argument or whether you're just sitting at a table on a night out at a dinner table and someone is sharing something that they feel about you. Everything needs to be taken in as a reflection moment. And I think naturally as people, because we do work in our flesh, that we want to get defensive. We want to tell them that they don't know what they're talking about. We want to cuss them out. We want to X, Y, and Z, instead of be like, I never thought of it like that, or what is this person really telling me? You know what? Let me take what they just said to me and let me talk to God about it, and let me see if there's some truth in that, or let me see if there is something from this that I can take to help me be a better person. Sometimes we don't know the ways God will use people to help us grow or help us to be in better positions. Sometimes we get immune to our everyday and we just don't understand or see what God is trying to do in our lives. So when God is using someone to bring us to a better position mentally, or to uplift us or put us in a better stance mentally, or trying to get us to move out of one mental space to another mental space so that he can grow us, I think we get defensive because we don't want to give that other person who's telling us all this stuff about ourselves validation. We don't want to tell them that they're right. We want to, punch them in the face or cuss them out and just be like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I had to do some reflection on that and I've been doing it over the course of time, but it's crazy how a lot of things came into my fruition after leaving this women's conference that I was at, and how I've been operating in a certain way when certain things are being brought up to me, and I don't think it's in the best way possible. But that's okay, because that's what my page is about. My page is not about me just always being right or always just having these great things that God tells me to tell you guys. My page is also just about me growing spiritually and me sharing you my life experiences in hopes that you can take that and learn from it, so you don't have to figure out the hard way like I did. But I say all of this to say, in Proverbs there's a lot of different scriptures, and I'll list them here somewhere on the screen. But there's a lot of different scriptures, and a lot of the scriptures that I'm going to list is talking about being able to listen, being able to be wrong in situations, being able to, learn, or, listen to just what people have to tell us. It says, also explains how a fool is someone who doesn't want to listen, or who doesn't want to change something about themselves, and who just always feels like they're right. That is a fool. It says the wise man is the one who chooses to listen, to take what is being said to them, to change their ways, to not always think that they're right, and actually, live up to the standard almost of just being humble. Moving throughout life with a humble spirit. You are not always right. You are not always right. You don't always know what needs to be done in the correct way of doing something, because you've always done it that way, or it's always worked that way for you. And being at this state of mind, and like I said, this is a new transition that I'm walking into. I think it requires you to walk humbly just all the time, because you really would think that you're fully healed, or you're fully doing something, and God will really just like send someone to humble you, or send someone to be like, no, like, there's more work to do. And so I just wanted to get on here to give you this message, to let you know that if somebody is repeatedly triggering you, or repeatedly saying things to you, and your flesh is getting hot and agitated about it, it shouldn't be a reflection that they need to change something about themselves. It needs to be a reflection that you need to change something within yourself. What is it about what this person is saying that's triggering to you? What is it about this person that's making you get out of character? What is it about this person that you can't sit there and take some type of insight out of that person and figure out what it is that they're really trying to say, or get whatever word it is that they're trying to get across to you? The truth of the matter is, shouldn't nothing trigger you? Nothing should trigger you. If you are fully healed and you are fully doing what is right and what you are called to do, nothing can trigger you, because you're not working in your flesh. God is working through you. So nothing could trigger you if you're fully where you need to be at. And if you are being triggered, then that means you still have work to do. You still have work to do, because there should never be another time another person should say something out their mouth that changes your tone, or changes how you treat them, or now you're saying hurtful things to them, and now you're doing this and you're doing that in response to something that they said or did to you. You have to have unwavering feelings or emotions towards that person if you are fully healed. And to be honest and take it another step further, the enemy wants you to feel triggered. Because if he can keep you triggered and working in that feeling of being triggered, then he can keep robbing you for wherever it is God is trying to take you to that next level. So if he can keep you in your feelings, if he can keep you in your emotions, if he can keep you operating in the spirit of offense, if he can keep you at this low level place, this low level vibrational place, then he can win the attack over your mind. So I don't know about you, but my ultimate goal is to be unwaverable with my emotions. My ultimate goal is to be so untriggered and so unbothered by certain people's actions, or even just being able to just listen and just be like, okay, you know, you said that, I'm gonna listen to what you said, but I'm gonna take it back to God and see what he says about it. And if he humbles my spirit to be like, yes, there's some right to something, then but I don't need to get mad at you. I don't need to get to your level to prove that you're right or wrong about a situation. I don't need to get out of who God or where God is calling me to be. I don't need to get out of where God is calling me to be to make you understand where I'm coming from, or to have an open heart about whatever it is you're talking about. I can listen to anything anybody has to say and I'm okay with that, right or wrong. I can listen to someone trying to call me out about myself or tell me about myself without having to get out of character. So, like I said, this is a new chapter I'm working through. And just always listen. When you are walking with God and really walking with Him and really just trying to be better and really doing the work, there's just always going to be more work that needs to be done. You're never going to be where it is that you need to be. Like, you're just going to keep going and going. You got to keep going up the ladder, like literally up the ladder. So, I just wanted to get on here and ask you, do you want to be the wise man or do you want to be the fool? Do you want to be the one who is taking in the information, changing, trying to change, trying to be better, trying to right their wrongs? Or do you want to be the fool who just thinks you're right all the time and who doesn't want to take the advice and doesn't want to do the work and just wants to keep sitting in that darkness? And so God put that on my spirit to share. And I just hope that this was helpful for you guys. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.